Throughout Russian history, there's always been sort of strange weapons that were either designed or planned, and I thought I'd share a couple of them with you, but if you know any that I've missed, please let me know in the comments. But anyway, I'll start with rocket boots, which were first designed around the 1970s, and the project continued for about 30 years, and they were intended to be used by the military, but the University of Ufa, who were designing the rocket boots, eventually gave up on the design around 2000. Also, during the Cold War, the Soviets designed plans. Now, I'm not a great scientist, so I don't know exactly how they work, but they seem just to be a giant mix between a plane and a hovercraft. And one of them, which was dubbed the Caspian Sea Monster, weighed about 500 tons and about 20 meters high, could reach speeds of around 350 kilometers an hour. And they apparently are still produced in Nizhny Novgorod today. For keeping with large weapons, in the 1950s, the Soviets designed the 2B1 Oka. Now, they produced a few of these, and they were a huge self-propelled gun with a barrel about 20 meters long, and this large barrel allowed them to fire shells about 45 kilometers. And this wasn't the first time that the Russians designed a huge gun, essentially, because in World War I, they designed the Tsar tank. Now, this was a very vulnerable, albeit very large, gun, and it stood about 10 meters high. Otherwise, during World War II, I could find at least 2 strange tank designs, although I'm probably sure there's more. But anyway, the first I found was the Soviet Progrev T. Now, this was essentially a huge gas-powered minesweeper. Well, it was a tank that could sweep for mines using heat, although once again I'm not a scientist, I don't know exactly how it works. And the other strange tank design I found was the Antonov 40. Now, this was a winged tank, and it was designed to sort of glide into battlefields. And finally, in the 1970s, the Soviets designed the APS underwater rifle. Now, this was designed to be used by frogmen and replace the old gun, which was just an AK-47, in a sort of waterproof case. And it was somewhat successful, but it had quite a few setbacks. Notably, outside of water, it wasn't very good. And a lot of units, like the Spetsnaz, just rejected the rifle completely.